So this morning we're here because I created this Wild and Wellbeing card deck, and it is 70 cards inside. I'll just tip them out. And they have photographs on one side, and on the other side they have a exercise that has a little introduction to it, like why you're doing it, why it might be useful, and then some steps of how to do it. And each one has a little symbol, like a tree or an acorn or a sunshine or a leaf. And that kind of denotes how much time or equipment or preparation you might need for each one, so that you can have an idea of how much time have I got, which card do I want to kind of take with me. So today I have with me Helen. Helen, we met at yoga teacher training.
Yeah.
But now I think right that Helen is still. Are you still teaching on that, Helen?
Yes, I am teaching the final kind of cohort for Manchester before the course changes. So yeah, it's gone full circle really.
Yeah. So we were students, and now Helen is a teacher, which I imagine she would be absolutely fantastic. Helen is based in Marple now. Is that right?
Yeah, Marple, Manchester, and
Yeah.
today I'm in Llanberis, North Wales. So I'm actually in the studio space at Llanberis Retreats.
Oh, lovely. So Helen has runs all different kinds of yoga classes, beautiful classes. I've attended some in Marple and online, and also runs fantastic retreats in Llanberis in North Wales, that I've not yet managed to go on, but I'm hoping to go on this year sometime because they look absolutely wonderful. And also Helen is well, I was going to say you're a photographer, and you also weave that creativity through your practice as well. I think that's right, is it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So everything I do comes under the umbrella of being a creative practitioner, and I just
Yeah,
think that it all feeds into the same language.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. And the retreats are in a beautiful place. I used to live in Llanberis, so it's really gorgeous there. Really
Yeah,
nice
I
place
can
to have
tell by the
retreat.
way you pronounce it that you used to live here.
Yeah.
So a little bit like you today, it's very wild. We've also got the storm. We've very much been hunkering down. So it feels like we're here on our Easter holidays. We are definitely here on retreat as a
Yeah.
family because there's not really many places we can venture out to. But yeah, just absolutely love it here. Mountains. We're right at the bottom of the Llanberis Path. So we're kind of at the slight back of the village, and then we have Snowdonia sort of right behind us, and
Oh,
Slate Mountain, Ella straight ahead. So from the studio space, you're looking straight across at Slate Mountain.
oh, it sounds amazing. I feel like everyone's going to be like looking up your website right now, and
So
yeah, it sounds absolutely gorgeous. It sounds beautiful. And you have yurts. You have a yurt there, is that
a
right?
bell
A bell
tent. Yeah,
tent. Yeah, people can stay in a bell tent there as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
Get a bit
yeah.
wild.
Exactly. And it's really beautiful because we have a little brook, a babbling brook at the bottom of the garden, and bell tents are really nice because they're so airy. You don't really feel like you're in a tent. You very much feel like you have
Mm,
nature right there. You
yeah.
just sort of have this slight protection for canvas, but the birds and
Mm,
the vibrancy, and you can, look out at the stars, and it's just on a beautiful day. And
yeah.
even in the wild, I love it here.
It
So
sounds amazing. It sounds absolutely beautiful. It's nice. And Marple's nice as well, like in the Peak District.
absolutely,
Yeah.
couldn't really, yeah, very spoilt for choice, and it's a privilege to have
Yeah.
that available to us.
Nice. So you received the card deck, right? I posted them out a couple of weeks ago, I think. I was like going to the post office with all these like boxes and things. Yeah, so you received yours at home, I think, and then took it on holiday. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, and I've just been looking through it. I think it's going to be really useful. So I've selected an exercise for today, but I've got things earmarked because we have some events happening next week, and there's
Oh,
things that I
cool.
want to do with the clients that are coming here. So I think I'm certainly going to be using this definitely in my workshop and retreat-based settings, and possibly in one-to-one, but for myself as well.
Yeah.
I think And with my children, the exercise that we're doing this morning involved gathering materials. So I got my daughter to come and get the materials with me, and then I said
Oh,
to her, well, you can come and have a look afterwards, and then we can create something together with those materials. So thank
that's
you.
lovely. Yeah, that sounds lovely. So the exercise that Helen has chosen today has got this image on the front of it, which I took at Buttermere. Have you been to Buttermere?
Not for a very long time, like ages and ages and ages ago, when I was a child, I think.
Yeah, it's really beautiful there. It's really nice. And actually, this view really reminds me of the kind of view that you have at the far end of Clwyn Padan. Like it's kind of similar anyway, which is in Llanberis, for those of you who maybe don't know that. So it kind of reminded me of that as well. So I thought it was interesting that you chose that one. So Helen has chosen this one that's Colour Hunt Mandala. It's, don't worry, I didn't get the spell check wrong. It's an American spelling. So because the cards are in the US as well, so some of the spellings are US. So the introduction, I'll read the introduction out. It says, noticing the vast array of colours in nature can develop mindfulness, connection, and focus that can offer an oasis of calm and curiosity. Doing this exercise in the same place at different seasons can be an interesting way to learn more about that place. I like the idea of doing it at different seasons in the same place, so you get to find kind of what's here now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is exactly what we do here when we're doing our retreats, because they're so seasonal. It's all about noticing the shifts between each season. I think that yeah, there's lots of colour at the moment, but obviously in the summer it's going to be so different, and then in the autumn and the winter, yeah, the palette will be very different.
Yeah, yeah. And I think when I did this, it was winter, so I think that was why I gathered together stones, because it was, there wasn't that much else going on at the time. Yeah. So the first step on the exercise is to find all the different, well, it says to find lots of different colours. So it suggests I suggest, I guess, find all the different greens that you can, then all the different browns, then all the different reds, and so on. So did you say you've already gathered some of that this morning?
Yeah, because I thought it would be a bit too wild to be outside
Right.
gathering. So I have a tub of green. I'll just bring it close. I've got mosses and leaves and pine needles and lichen. So different kind of shades of green.
Wow.
And then I've got grey, because we've got a lot of stone here. So I've got different granite and slate. And then I've got brown tub, which is a mixture of leaves and decaying wood that's fallen, and also some like hydrangea, really delicate like petals that have, they just look stunning actually up close. They're so delicate. And then I have a very vibrant pot of pink, which is a mixture of camellia and a little brighter, slightly darker pink blossom as well.
Wow. Wow, it sounds like an amazing array of colour you've gathered.
Yeah, well, I think they were the main ones that we could do in the time that we had. Otherwise, I would definitely be spending longer looking for more colours.
Ah, amazing. That sounds good. So, step 2 is to arrange the colours you have found into a mandala. Starting at the centre, make circular rows or spirals outward. It says you may choose to integrate the colours in each row into alternating pattern, or use a single colour in each row. You may choose to do one row of all pebbles of different colours and then leaves of different colours. Be creative. What do you think you'll do? Will you do a spiral or will you do circles?
I think I'll do a spiral, and then I've already started, as you were just saying.
Oh, cool, great.
We were talking about and then I
Mm.
will kind of morph it into, I'm not sure. I guess I'll see what goes from there. But am I okay to start?
Yeah, great. Yeah, wonderful.
So yeah, nice spiral. Because I think the season is very spiraling, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Swirling.
Coming out, like unfurling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm making, yeah, I'm starting with the rocks and the stones. And I've got a big sheet of paper as well. It's like an A1 sheet of paper,
Nice.
so I have that on. Forgetting that you can't see what I'm
No,
actually doing.
it's nice to hear.
And yeah, just moving around the page with a mixture of the stones and the slate. Although it doesn't matter if it changes, because it doesn't matter if I mix up the colours.
No, I think it you just go with whatever feels good.
Yeah, so I might move to, I think I have a bit of an idea of what I'm going to do in terms of starting
I,
with
I always,
stone, which is like the most raw material, and
yeah,
then moving to wood, which
nice.
is decayed but comes
Yeah.
from the trees,
Oh, I love that.
and then I move to grass, which is like very fresh, and I think I'll end
No.
with the vibrancy of the flower, the colour of the petals.
That sounds wonderful. I love that. It really sounds like this kind of, like the huddled into the opening out, like the stone and like I imagine like a cave and like the rotting wood and then the
Yeah,
grass and then the blooming flowers.
exactly. And I love all the different types of like wood and seeds, seed heads.
Mm.
There's so um, there's so many different textures, so many different things going on.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah.
inspiring.
I love this time of year actually for this kind of exercise, like
Yeah,
gathering all these things.
exactly.
Yeah, because there's so many like tiny things at the moment, like,
Yeah.
tiny little nettle leaves, tiniest little things.
Okay. So I've moved on to green. I've moved to
Nice.
green. It's becoming quite a big spiral, I will say. Sometimes I'm quite delicate with these,
Yeah,
like lots of small petals or small objects. But I think when you have like slightly bigger objects, you can kind of be a bit more maybe expressive.
mm,
And also depending on the space you have as well. And
yeah,
if you're in nature, it might just all get blown away.
yeah, yeah. So you might have to find like a little
Yeah,
cove. I always wonder as
exactly.
well, sometimes it looks really good when they're quite spaced apart and sometimes quite close together. Are you doing yours spaced apart or close together?
Yeah, so they're getting a bit more spaced out actually. So the stone in the centre was quite close, and then because the brown was more twiggy and leaf based, that started to spread out. So almost like exploring that, kind of just slightly more spreading out. That's giving me an idea. It's about to move on to some big petals
Right.
from the camellia. And so I think I might just spread those out a little bit more. So obviously what I'll do, because you can't see it yet, but I've got my phone on my tripod, but at the end I'll just hand lift it off and show from the above angle,
Oh, wow.
so people can see, or you can see afterwards, what I've actually
The
done.
big
The
reveal.
big reveal,
Yeah,
exactly.
nice.
So where can we get hold of these card decks?
Oh, yeah. So if you're you can get them from the publishers, which is www.norton.com or .co.uk if you're in the UK. If you're in the US, it's all kind of like the usual places. So you can get them from Foyles and WH Smith's and Amazon and Bookshop and yeah, and from the publishers. So all those kinds of places. In the UK, the publishing date got moved back. Is that the word what you'd use? I don't know. Anyway, got moved to the 9th of April. But it's available to pre-order now, and it will be kind of posted to you on the 9th. just because the shipping delays during Easter. Yeah.
And I'm just going to move my phone out of the tripod. So if I just, yeah. So at the moment I'm just doing like a head-on view.
Yeah.
And it starts quite, it's not really compact. There's definitely a swirling spiral, but there is some kind of pattern in that it's grey, and then it goes to the decay of the wood and the kind of everything that's left. Early spring and flowers, the mandala. So yeah, that's what I've done. And I'm back. I lost you.
Wow, sounds amazing. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's lovely. Very meditative experience, isn't it?
Oh, good. And I'll just read out step 3, which is leaving the mandala and revisiting it to notice its destruction or change can help develop acceptance of impermanence. And I guess today you've kind of done yours indoors, so it won't be destructed necessarily by the wind and the weather, but maybe some kind of ceremony of breaking it up again.
Yeah, I think my that would be that I show my daughter and then she dismantles it and she creates her own version. And I think sometimes we do get really, it's a really good exercise, like you say, in terms of letting go and acceptance, because especially when we strive for perfection, and it can be difficult sometimes, you know, if we do a picture or even an exercise and it's not to the standard that we want it to be, or we don't want anything to happen to it. It has to stay the same. And sometimes it's just so good to go through that process of like, let's just start again. Let's just give it to someone else to now draw on it or kind of make it into something else. Yeah, it's a really good exercise in letting go.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you chose it, actually. Yeah, it's really nice. I thought it really kind of suited that kind of meditative focus, but also the creativity. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that might be why you picked, well, you sort of, you didn't pick it, but you mentioned a few creative exercises, and I thought this one would be, it's always really.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No, that's my pleasure. Thank you for inviting me on, and hopefully you'll watch it on playback and see,
I'm so excited.
see what I've done and see the space as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much, Ness.
Thank you so much. Enjoy, and I hope your daughter enjoys taking it all apart and remaking it.
Yeah.
Sounds like a wonderful
And
thing
I
to
just
do.
want to say, like, you know, people should really look into these Wild and Wellbeing decks. They're absolutely brilliant. So well done
Oh, thank you.
on getting that published and, you know, sort of following your dreams, I guess. Like, it's just fantastic. We'll get
Thank you, Helen. Thank you. Okay.
all right. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
You too. Enjoy the blustery North Wales.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.